Online lists of fat-burning foods claim that specific ingredients can target and physically melt belly fat. Biologically, these foods function by suppressing the physical urge to overeat. The most common mistake is stacking these superfoods on top of a standard diet. This simply increases your total daily energy intake. Your body follows a strict mathematical rule. Consuming more energy than you expend results in storage. No matter how clean the ingredients are, excess energy leads to fat accumulation. The 15 foods highlighted in most health guides, like avocados and spinach, work through digestion manipulation. They change how quickly your stomach empties and alter the chemical signals sent to your brain. Marketing hype often misrepresents the underlying science. These ingredients provide the biological leverage needed to engineer a consistent calorie deficit. This approach is called satiety engineering. It is the strategic use of food to control digestion speed, hormone signaling, and physical fullness. Relying on willpower alone often leads to metabolic burnout. When you engineer physical satiety, the process of eating less becomes a byproduct of your physiology rather than a mental struggle. The success of this system depends on one rule: substitution. These 15 foods must replace hyperpalatable convenience items in your routine, not supplement them. We can categorize these tools by their primary mechanism: gastric volume, hormonal stability, or craving substitution. Moving from a psychological battle to a biological system makes weight loss predictable and repeatable. The first category focuses on physical space, gastric volume, and debloating. This group includes spinach, broccoli, apples, beans, and cucumbers, foods defined by high water and fiber content. Calorie-dense snacks take up very little space. High-fiber whole foods of the same caloric value physically stretch the stomach, signaling the brain to stop eating. In apples, pectin expands against the stomach walls, slowing the food's movement into the small intestine. High-water foods like cucumbers act as natural diuretics. They help the body flush out excess sodium, visibly reducing midsection bloating within days. However, there is a trade-off. Increasing fiber intake from beans or broccoli too quickly causes temporary gas and pressure if your gut biome hasn't adapted. Gastric volume eating allows for very large portions, but it requires a gradual transition to avoid digestive discomfort. The second category shifts the focus to your internal chemistry, hormonal and metabolic stabilizers. This group includes protein and fat-heavy options: eggs, salmon, avocado, and almonds. Dense proteins like eggs and salmon trigger a high thermic effect of food. Your body expends significant energy just breaking down these structures during digestion. This chart compares metabolic paths. Processed carbohydrates create a sharp peak and deep crash, triggering a biological hunger alarm. Conversely, the stable, flat wave from monounsaturated fats in avocados prevents insulin spikes and silences that signal. The trade-off is high caloric density. A single avocado or handful of almonds packs enough energy to derail a deficit if not properly accounted for. Adding these to your diet without removing existing fats will move you into a caloric surplus, leading to weight gain. The final group serves as a behavioral bridge: the craving substitutes and enhancers. This includes blueberries and dark chocolate, sweet potatoes and lemon water, green tea, and garlic. These are strategic replacements for hyperpalatable triggers like soda, pastries, and candy. Green tea provides a minor metabolic lift through EGCG, but its primary value is replacing high-calorie sugary drinks with a zero-calorie alternative. High-quality dark chocolate and blueberries provide sweetness alongside antioxidants, allowing you to satisfy psychological cravings without the massive insulin surge of traditional desserts. You will face a palate adjustment period. Dark chocolate seems bitter initially, and sweet potatoes still require strict portion control to remain effective. These foods serve as behavioral tools to maintain consistency during periods of low motivation. Applying this biology to your life requires identifying your specific failure points. This scorecard categorizes your primary dietary bottleneck into one of three paths: the volume eater, the crash and burner, or the habit struggler. If you are the volume eater who struggles with small portions, prioritize spinach, cucumbers, apples, and beans. If you are the crash and burner who deals with afternoon energy slumps, lean on eggs, salmon, and almonds. If you are the habit struggler who needs varied flavors, start with micro substitutions like green tea and blueberries. You only need the specific items that neutralize your personal obstacles. A total 15 food overhaul is rarely necessary. Satiety engineering requires a fundamental trade-off between immediate pleasure and long-term biological stability. Ultimately, you are choosing the sustained energy of whole foods over the temporary dopamine spikes of convenience items. The most significant risk remains overconsumption. Adding all these foods to your current list simultaneously will likely result in weight gain. Select 2 or 3 items from your profile and substitute them into your routine this week. Long-term fat loss relies on the way these powerful foods naturally displace high-calorie, low-satiety items from your daily